What's up, everybody? I'm Ludon, the movie guy, some black guy from Florida who you don't know in real life, but nice to meet you, I guess, even though I'm talking to a camera right now, not really talking to you, but you're a cool person, I hope. Anyways, if you're new here, this is a little series called Movie Time, which is on my YouTube channel. Movie Time is a series where I talk about movies, both new and old, usually new though. Just any movie I feel like talking about, talk about it on here, because I really like talking about movies and making movies and anything involved with movies in general. I really enjoy it. Today we're going to be talking about the movie Alien Romulus, which honestly was really good, and I can't wait to get into the review with you guys. So I'm going to take these 3D glasses off now. Let's go ahead and get into it. So yeah, Alien Romulus. Plot synopsis time. Okay, listen to this awesome plot synopsis. A group of young space colonizer people who live on a coal mine of a dirty-ass planet that's like mining stuff constantly and always dirty, they decide, hey, we want to leave this planet because this planet kind of sucks. It's dark, dreary, and we just want to get out. We want to go somewhere better. So they find a spacecraft that's orbiting their planet that has the material they need in order to leave and go off to a different planet. So they go off towards the spacecraft to scavenge for materials so they can leave. But some creatures lurk aboard this spacecraft. Creatures that may or may not kill all of them, aka xenomorphs. So yeah, that's the plot. That's Alien Romulus. Alright, taking off these 3D glasses, I feel like this movie kind of reinvigorated the entire Alien franchise, at least in my opinion. It feels like, I personally haven't seen the last couple ones, but from what I've heard of them, they've all seemed to lack a sense of passion or a sense of, like, they're just by the numbers science fiction horror movies with not much else behind them. But this one feels like it's made by people who genuinely care a lot about this property, and I really enjoyed that aspect of this movie. Like, I could tell in each scene, especially with some of the references they throw around, that yeah, they really, especially the director, might just have a really strong connection to this franchise, and that's just something I really appreciate. As a filmmaker myself, it's nice to see that passion go through, because you can tell when a person puts a lot of passion into the film overall, because that comes out in the product, and I can definitely tell that here, which adds a lot to the movie in my opinion. But to piggyback off that last part, I've only seen the first 2 Alien movies. I've only seen Alien 1 from 1979, which is honestly one of my favorite science fiction movies ever, and Aliens from sometime in the 80s. I can't remember the year it came out, honestly. But both of those movies are really, really well done. Aliens is more of a science fiction action type thing, and Alien is like purely horror and survival stuff like that. This movie kind of breeds the two, like, completely, because there's scenes that are more action-packed and heavy, but one thing I can say about this movie, from beginning to end, it was just constantly tense. There was not a single moment where I was bored. Maybe like a little bit of the first act, but that's just kind of expected, because the first act, when it starts off kind of slow, and it has to build up to everything, of course. It's just kind of a slow build type thing, so don't go in expecting it to jump out at you from like the first 2 seconds, because this movie doesn't rely heavily on jump scares and stuff, which is something I like. It more like effectively builds tension throughout it, and there's a few jump scares, but the jump scares that it has aren't gimmicky, which I love. It's like naturally built up to and constantly gets your heart beating. Like, there's moments in this film, scenes where I was just in my seat staring at the screen wide-eyed like I couldn't take my eyes off it at all. And the theater I was in was packed. Great experience. I saw it opening night. Really, really fun experience. But yeah, this film, it's fucking riveting to watch. That's one compliment I can give it. It's extremely intense, and a part of the reason why it's so intense is because you care about the 2 main characters. I'm not gonna say every character I cared about, but the actors did such a good job portraying the fear and portraying like the intensity of each moment that I was so hooked by almost every character, even though I can't remember some of their names, because it's a survival horror alien movie. You know they're not all gonna make it out alive. That's just kind of how it is. So you just kind of, at the beginning of the movie, you'll be like, oh, that guy, yeah, he's probably gonna die. And then he dies, and you're like, damn, rest in peace. Some of the characters are low-key dicks, can't lie. Only one character. It's like this British dude who, in the trailer, he said this one funny line. I'll play the clip from it, but he goes, I don't know, there's just something in the fucking water.
What do you mean? What is it? I don't know what it is. There's something in the fucking water.
And that shit just, I don't know. British people make me laugh sometimes. That was fucked up. British people, if a British person is watching this, you're cool. I like you. I mean, I read Harry Potter. That's nice. And I've seen the Harry Potter movies. They're pretty good. Why am I talking about British people? Let's get back to Alien Romulus. Besides the actors, the performances, and how riveting this film is overall, I feel like visually, it also stands out for me. Because for me, honestly, most science fiction movies have like a visual, they kind of just have a one-up over most other movies, because visually there's so much beautiful stuff to capture when you're imagining space travel or just imagining things in space in general. So a lot of the shots, for me, it's not like they were pretty to look at. Actually, no, that is a lie. A lot of the shots were beautiful to look at, but it more like builds an air of darkness that just, I really enjoyed. Like the vibe of this movie from the beginning. You just sit down and you immediately feel a little uncomfortable. That's something I felt, at least. Like as soon as it starts off. Same thing with the first Alien from the 70s. I'm just sitting in my chair. I'm like, okay, they're in space, but something doesn't feel right. It's not like a Star Wars where things might feel hopeful at times. It's never really feels like that. There's like a constant air of some dread. Or it's just in the background. Because this movie does have some wholesome moments. But for the most part, it's a lot of dread and a lot of fucking shocking, disgusting shit goes down. And you're just like, just left me standing. Or, no, not standing. Just left me in my seat. Floored at the amount of, like, they had a lot of balls. That's all I'm going to say. Like, a lot of, this movie gets gnarly. Definitely. And that's one thing I like personally. Because, honestly, when it comes to stuff like gore or just gross things in horror movies, I prefer for a horror movie to go all the way and actually show me that rather than shy away from it. So the fact that this movie showed it to me and showed so much of it to me that I was just like literally trying not to gag. It was, oof. It was excellent. Honestly, I really liked that. So yeah, overall, Alien Romulus, highly recommended. But yeah, now I'm going to spoil the movie and I'm going to go over the parts of it that just really stuck out to me. But to do that, I have to spoil it. So yeah, Alien Romulus. Let me grab something I want to show off. Alien Romulus is really good, but let me show you guys something. I decapitated the head of a xenomorph, you can see right here, and he's just chilling in my bedroom. He might attack me though. I don't trust him. We all good. I'm gonna put him down over there. I don't know if it's gonna come back to life later. It might though. Spoilers. One thing I absolutely love about this movie is fucking disgusting. There are a lot of points or a lot of scenes in this movie where I was quite literally trying not to gag. I might have said that in the non-spoiler segment, but I just have to emphasize that because this movie has so many moments that are just gross and I love it. But it made me feel like extremely uncomfortable, but I enjoyed it. It's weird. It's like there's scenes where I'll give a few examples of scenes because there's some deaths in this movie, which holy shit, there's a lot of great gore and a lot of great death scenes. One of the main characters, the British dude who says, "There's some in the fucking water." Yeah, that guy. His death is insane because he like shoots a xenomorph, and since xenomorphs they bleed acid, so he was cooked after he did that. It started bleeding on him, like ripped through his shirt, and he was done. He was done for. His death was insane. But that was one moment of nice, just gory goodness. There's another part where a xenomorph is holding another. Like I think the British dude from earlier who I mentioned, his cousin, who's another main character, kind of a romantic interest for Rain. Let me talk about Rain and Andy real quick before I get to that death. Rain and Andy, probably the best dynamic I've seen in an Alien movie. They're the emotional core of this film, and the actors deliver such a good performance that I really feel for them throughout the entire movie. So it really made it easy for me to get attached to them because I didn't really care about any of the side characters. A lot of the side characters feel disposable in this, but that's kind of a problem in every Alien movie somewhat, or just horror movies in general. A lot of characters might feel disposable in horror in general just because as a genre, I feel like it's kind of hard to allow yourself to get attached to somebody when you know they're gonna end up dying before the end of the film. Anyways, that one dude's death. He got strung up by a xenomorph, like literally like fucking tail through the chest type thing. And then the xenomorph has like a mouth inside of its mouth. We know that, but it reached out, fucking took a chomp out of his skull, and literally the camera didn't really pull away. You're like looking at it as it happens. Camera slowly panning downwards and like slowly moving down, but you can clearly see the xenomorph animatronic, which I love the practical effects in this film. Let me praise this aspect of the film real quick before I forget. Like this film's practical and visual effects are fucking out of this. They're stellar. They're really well done, honestly. There's some moments where it can be choppy, at least the CGI, but for me, I personally really like the design of the xenomorph here. For me, the xenomorph looks kind of smooth. It doesn't look as like animalistic. It looks more like programmed and controlled and ready to kill you immediately. I don't know why, but the xenomorph design here just really appealed to me personally. It was just that much more terrifying. Added a lot of like my own fear. Like it really just put me in terror every time I saw the xenomorph creeping around a corner or something like that. Plus the design of other things, like there's a chest burster scene. You can see it in the trailer. So when one of the characters, they get impregnated by a a face hugger, of course. And the chest burster, that scene, Jesus Christ, it's on the same level as the chest burster scene in the original. That's how good it is. And when the little baby xenomorph came out, it made me feel so like uncomfortable. I was squirming in my seat. It was amazing. Another thing I want to praise real quick is the set design, because honestly, the set design in this film is amazing. It's just really cool to see all these practical effects coming together, and the sets, they look really cool. Like just the spaceships and stuff. It looks great. It's a great looking film, even though it made me extremely uncomfortable at points, which was amazing. Back to the story itself, though, the characters, it wasn't hard to feel for the main characters at all. Andy, first of all, let's talk about Andy. Andy is probably one of the most interesting characters in an Alien movie, period. Andy, he's this synthetic android black guy. Cool as him being black doesn't have anything to do with it. I just like him being a black guy because I'm a black guy. Anyways, Andy was awesome. Every time someone wanted to make fun of Andy, or anytime another character was fucking with Andy, I was just pissed at them because Andy is my dog. Don't come near Andy. Andy has a special place in my heart now because he also, okay, there's a callback. There's one corny moment, I can't lie, in the movie because Andy, he can do it all, man. He's basically just tied to Rain, the main character, and they have a brother-sister type connection, and Andy he's there to protect her, basically. Rain's father, or one of Rain's parents, before they died, programmed Andy for the specific reason of protecting Rain, who's the main female character, and also the final girl of the film, because basically everyone dies but Rain at the end, but I'll get to the ending in a sec. Basically, Rain and Andy, their relationship is the entire emotional core of this movie, and the way they interact from scene to scene, it grips on my heart. Like, it's really, really well done, and the actors did a great job portraying those characters. There's one specific scene with Andy that I really enjoy. One scene, it's actually the scene where the British guy goes, "There's something in the fucking water." That scene, yeah, that scene, because Andy's like rebooting and stuff, because he gets like a chip put in the back of his head, and he turns into a badass. Because before that, Andy's kind of like a little wimp, for lack of a better term, but he's not really wimpy. He's just a wholesome little android guy. I love him. Anyways, the scene happens. Andy and the rest of them, they're looking for a sleeping pod. That's the whole plot that's pretty much the whole driving force of the movie. The reason they go to the space station in the first place is to find a whole sleeping pod, like a bunch of sleeping pods, so they can go into cryo sleep while they get to the new planet that they're trying to go to, so they can leave their shitty coal mine planet. Anyways, there's a scene where they're exploring the ship and they end up in a room that has a bunch of specimen in it. By specimen, I mean face huggers. You already know what's gonna happen as soon as they get there. It's kind of just the tension's building as soon as they get there, because as an audience member, you're like, oh shit, this is not gonna end well. They get inside, fucking face huggers fucking start going everywhere. Like, literally, one face hugger attaches to a British guy's head and like kind of wiggles its way into his mouth. It looks extremely sus. I can't lie. I was watching with my brother, and he was making some inappropriate ass jokes when the face hugger's like little tentacle thing went in the dude's mouth. Anyways, that's really besides the point. But yeah, that scene where Andy fucking grabs a face hugger after rebooting, because he's rebooting, it takes him like 5 minutes to reboot while they're all getting fucked up by face huggers and they're crawling all over each other, and the dude who's like, "There's some in the fucking water," he's just running around. He's like, they're trying to escape, but like, you know how it goes, door fucking closes on them, they can't leave the room. Typical horror movie stuff, but it's just like an unrivaled bit of intensity, and that's just when it starts. For the rest of the movie, it continues to ramp up. And let me get to the climax, actually, because that is my favorite part of this film. To discuss the climax of this movie, I don't even know where to begin. This movie has like 5 different climaxes. Basically, after fucking everyone dies on the ship, there's one side character, I forget her name. I'm gonna Google her real quick, because she's actually semi-important. Not semi, extremely important. Shit. What is this character's name? Can't remember for the life of me. Why is it just showing me the name of the actress and not the character's name? Now I have to go on IMDb, bro. Oh my god. Okay. IMDb. Kay. Okay, Kay. Played by Isabella Merced. She's actually pretty fine. That's besides the point. Anyways, Kay, this character in the movie, she's kind of, okay, at the beginning of the movie, it's revealed that she's pregnant at some point, and she's aboard the spaceship. She got knocked up by some random asshole guy apparently according to her character, literally in the movie, she says that. What happens is she gets severely fucking injured at some point in the movie, and to save her, she injects herself with like this experimental drug that's basically xenomorph DNA. And what happens next fucking shocked me. Keep in mind, I've never seen anything like Prometheus. People told me that this next part was from Prometheus, but I've never seen it. They save her from dying, bring her back aboard the ship, and you think the movie's gonna end. You think it's gonna just chill out. The movie could end at multiple different points, but it doesn't. What happens is she ends up fucking giving birth to an alien, like a xenomorph, like a xenomorph human hybrid, and it was one of the most disgusting scenes I've seen in any movie, period. After she gives birth and the baby comes out, it like immediately matures, and it turns into this this fucking terrifying, weird ass bald xenomorph humanoid looking thing, and it chilled me to the bone. It was like hunting the main character around the ship, killed its own mom, and then killed like 3 other, almost, I can't remember if it killed Andy. No, it didn't kill Andy. Andy is not dead. Andy, he'll pull through. That's my dog. Andy will be okay. This fucking humanoid xenomorph looking thing goes around the entire ship in one of the most intense climaxes I've seen in a theater all year. Breaks shit, goes after our main character. It was so weird and so perfect and so fucking terrifying. I really loved the climax personally. She ends up shooting it out of an airlock, and then she says like, "Die, motherfucker," that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Which is perfect way to end this movie. This movie could have ended at any other point, really, because it calms down a lot and makes you think it's gonna end, but it doesn't. It just keeps going, and it just literally, it gripped me the entire time. Anyways, yeah, this movie has a lot of really great elements that I've really enjoyed. The only part that I don't like specifically, there's only 2 things. I feel like this CGI can get a little choppy at times, but I mean, that's kind of to be expected for me at this point. I feel like CGI is not really always perfect. It's just supposed to give the illusion that it's perfect, which it does for the most part. But there's like a shot or a couple shots near the end where they're fighting the xenomorph alien human looking thing that kind of look semi messed up. But besides that, the pacing at the beginning kind of gets to me, but again, it's a slow burn, so it's not too big of a deal. Honestly, I really enjoyed this movie, and it will stick with me for a minute. It's probably one of the best science fiction movies I've seen in the past 2 years, so I'll go ahead and give it a solid, strong ass 8 out of 10. Really fucking loved it. Highly recommend it. Okay, thank you for watching the whole video. I appreciate it, you know what I mean? Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to follow my letterbox and look at movie reviews I post immediately after I watch a movie. Literally, as the credits are rolling, I pull out my phone and start typing a review. Those can be entertaining to read if you want to. If not, that's cool too. You can just watch more videos. I have some short films I've made, some skits. Also, some more movie reviews coming soon. Besides that, one quick announcement. I am moving to college in a few days. But by the time this video is posted, I might already be moved in. So videos might take a little longer to come out. But best believe, I'm still going to be pumping out videos like crazy because I really enjoy doing this. So yeah, stay tuned for more movie reviews. More stuff coming soon. All types of stuff I got to catch up on. So yeah, stick around if you want. You can go ahead and subscribe if you want to. If not, that's cool too. But yeah, have a good one. But before I leave, I'm busting out the xenomorph head one more time. That's alright, bro. You can chill out. You don't have to do anything to me. You good? You good?